let's get into stock market.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on investing in the stock market? Good.
I want to sell to the stock market. I don't want to buy from it.
Gotcha. When you say sell to
the people making all the money in the stock market are the people selling into it.
You mean like
I build a company, I take it to the marketplace, and I turn it into a piece of paper.
Go public with it.
Yeah, go public with it. I'm going to go public with a company this year. Okay. But me going out and buying stocks, unless I have some insider information, if I'm Nancy Pelosi, I love the stock market.
Yo, don't DeMarco.
Yeah.
I can't lose. I can't lose because I got insider information.
Yeah. Okay.
Good point.
So stocks widely useless unless you got insider information. Fair.
Look, can I just say this on stocks? Yeah. There's only 7 stocks that have moved the market in the last 2 or 3 years. Like if you have an IRA or 401k and you have $100 grand and you're going to put $100 grand to an IRA, they're never going to invest in the seven stocks, which is the 7 you should have been in for the last 3 or 4 years. The rest of them are shit.
What are those 7?
You guys know a stock makes it into the S&P 500. If it doesn't perform well, they literally remove it from the S&P 500 so they don't have to report about it.
Wow.
What are those 7 that you said are the only ones worth it?
The FANG stocks, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google. You could add Tesla to that probably. But again, like, I bought Facebook. I had some Facebook, and then bought it at 38. It went to 19. I'm like, fuck, I don't need to do this shit. This is crazy. Today it's worth like $500. It's great. I should have bought it. I should have kept it, but I should have bought a shitload of it.
Gotcha. So would you say that?
Because if you only buy one share, right, that means $19 became $500. Okay, big deal. But you had to go through all this volatility in the meantime, and you still only have a $500 score. My point is, if you don't know enough about the company, you're not going to load up on it. Okay, the stock market is like this massive casino. You walk into the Bellagio or the MGM, and you place the bet on every table, every slot machine, every blackjack table, every roulette wheel. You're going to go broke.
Okay.
Okay.
So would you say
the casinos are worried about the people that make one bet, one giant bet? That's why they cap the bet. Because the whales can break a casino and little players never can. And most of the little players in the stock market actually never make any real money. Also, it doesn't cash flow for the most part. You can't write off the investment, okay? You can't touch it, okay? You're completely, you're not in charge of the direction of it. And most of the stocks actually don't even, if you didn't have inflation in the marketplace, you wouldn't even have any stock gains for the last decade.
Okay. Would you say that has the ship almost sailed pretty much on these 7 stocks at this point that you mentioned? Would it be fair to say it's a little too too high to get into now?
Well, I mean, look, these the average company in America today, when I was growing up, lasted 73 years or something. Today, the average company in America lasts 7 years. If you guys think that Apple is going to be around 30 years from now, maybe, but I'll bet you something comes and takes it out. So you're not in control of these companies, right? They can be. You remember BlackBerry?
Yeah.
Nobody has one.
Yeah.
It's still a stock. It's a piece of shit. Okay. Y'all remember Beyond Meat? Beyond Meat went to like I think I don't know some stupid $700. It's $18 today.
Damn.
See, but the marketplace is not going to tell you all that. They're not going to tell you, bro, look at the damage. Okay. They're going to show you the winners. It's like when you get to Vegas, you get off the plane, you're coming down the escalator, and there's a big sign of Rose and Fred won $1 million. And they look like idiots. Okay. 2 white people, dumb as shit. You can tell they're like dumb. They won $1 million at the MGM. And you think, oh shit, I'm going to go there and win money. You ain't going to win any money, man.
Yeah, they show you the winners and never the losers. Well, okay. Right. So how about this? So we went over stocks. I got to ask this one too, then we're going to get into cryptocurrency. What are your thoughts on REITs since we're on the topic of the stock market?
If the closer you can get to the real estate as an asset, the better. Okay. If let's say the Grant Cardone, by the way, this is going to happen. Let's say I put together a fund of 10 deals and then read them up, and all the people that invested with me get to become part of that REIT. That's where you want to be in the REIT.
Okay. So you got to be
Now imagine this. Imagine this. I take real estate. This is the real estate. Let's say $80 million of real estate, and I add $20 million of Bitcoin. And I put them together. I pay cash for it all. I trade fiat for these two. The real estate cash flows, the Bitcoin doesn't. The real estate's very volatile, right? It's going boom, boom, boom. It's doing all this crazy shit. This is stable. Apple a day keeps the bank away. Okay. And these two are sitting together. And then 5 years from now, 6 years from now, 7 years, we know the real estate, if it was bought in the right place at the right time, is going to go up in value. And there's a damn good chance that Bitcoin could be worth millions of dollars of Bitcoin. The beautiful thing is every month, when this thing cash flows, this doesn't cash flow, this does. When the Apple cash flows, we buy more Bitcoin out of the cash flow. We literally didn't buy the Bitcoin ourselves.
Okay. So you're saying you buy the real estate and you can combine it with the crypto.
I buy the real estate. I buy the real estate. I wish I had a better demo, but I buy the real estate. I pay cash for it.
Yep.
I need to buy a piece of real estate that's basically, it was worth these two together, and I got a deal on it, and I paid just for the Apple.
Okay.
Okay. Then I add back what I robbed from the seller, because you can steal real estate today. I am absolutely stealing. What I did last year, I should be arrested and thrown into Gitmo for. That's how deep the freaking steal was. About $700 million worth of real estate is worth about $1.1 billion.
Gotcha.
The
I'm going to ask about the
had
market
to sell. Okay. So I just bought a deal. We bought a deal for $72 million. It should have sold for 85. So I capped it back off to 85 with the Bitcoin.
Got it.
So you made a REIT and you put the
No. We kept it as a fund, separate individual fund.
Okay.
It's never been done before, by the way. This is the first of its kind on planet Earth.
Yeah, I've never heard of this. Okay.
And it's at, what's the website? CardoneCapital.com. You can see what the exact thing we did there. So we bought the real estate, paid cash, bought the Bitcoin. I just figured out the difference between what I paid for the real estate and what it should have sold for. And I filled that up with a purchase of Bitcoin. Put the two together in a fund, offered it to my audience for the same price I paid for the two. Said, hey, guys, you want this? Sold out the fund, 80, what was it? 80, 72, and 15, 88 million, $88.1 million, sold out in 35, 45 days.
Damn.
We take that fund, we close it. Now that fund, because we paid cash for it, we don't use any banks. So this is about 100 people that own this deal together. We're partners. We're all partners in a deal. Whatever amount of money they put in makes their percentage partnership.
Gotcha.
I bought the first one. I'm going to do 10 more of these. I'm going to take all 10 of these. I'm going to wrap it into a super fund and then bring it to the public markets and offer a REIT.
Okay. So I guess that perfectly dovetails in the next question. Cryptocurrency, what are your thoughts on it? Good, bad, ugly?
I love it if I can get it for nothing, man.
Okay.
I mean, if you'll give me the Bitcoin, I'll take it.
Gotcha. Do you have?
And I figured out how not to pay for my Bitcoin. I'm getting my residents of 300 units to buy Bitcoin for our investors.
Can you describe that a little bit? Like, how do you? Is it
the rental income comes in on the 1st to the 5th? Whatever's left over after expenses, we buy Bitcoin with that cash.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Okay.
So the residents are paying for the taxes. The residents are paying for the interest on the loan, if I have a loan. The residents are paying for the maintenance, the electric bill, the water bill, the gas bill, and they're buying Bitcoin because I cash flow positive.
Okay. So I'm assuming you probably have like a portfolio dedicated where every house that cash flows in this box of, houses in this portfolio automatically gets reinvested back into crypto, and then you might have another fund where all that cash flow comes to you, I'm assuming, right? Do you have like something like that?
It comes to, not to me, it comes to an account, and then that money sits in that real estate account.
Okay.
And then I'm in charge to go buy Bitcoin that month and store that with a fiduciary. Now my investors now own it at the 4-year mark. Let's say the real estate was $85 million, okay? Mm-hmm. And let's say the real estate didn't go up. In year 4, I still have $85 million of real estate. It never moved. The rents didn't go up. The market was bad. It just stayed at $85 million. The real estate's not going down.
Yeah.
I have time. I have no debt, so I have no pressure to sell. But in those 4 years, I ended up with $30 million worth, about $29 million worth of Bitcoin that I didn't pay for.
Gotcha.
So I could sell the real estate, return all the money to the investors, and we own $29 million of Bitcoin at today's prices. I don't know what it's going to be worth in 4 or 5 years. You don't. Nobody knows. Michael Saylor thinks it's going to be worth like $6 million a coin.
Wow. Okay.
And that's the place. So what I'm doing is I'm getting volatility. Now, look, I didn't start doing this, guys. I'm not suggesting people buy Bitcoin. You guys should buy real estate and let the cash flow buy your Bitcoin.
Gotcha. Okay. So the key takeaway here is you're not taking earned income and purchasing volatile asset classes like cryptocurrency. You're taking positive cash flow to buy cryptocurrency, not active.
That's right.
So
That's
Grant,
right.
Okay.
And by the way, if you need cash flow to live right now, don't convert the cash flow to Bitcoin. Convert.
Okay.
You got to step back a second, dude. Live below your means, way below your means. I live so far below my means. I know a lot of people think that I have this fancy lifestyle. I watch every penny I spend, guys, every penny. And I'm just telling you, like because I know every penny that I say, every penny that I don't waste, I can invest in something that will become worth something in the future, worth more than a penny, certainly.
Gotcha.
So Grant, real quick, let's say Bitcoin is 82K right now, right? Let's say it was maybe 5K. You wouldn't buy it with the fiat cash?
If it went to 5,000?
Yeah, you wouldn't buy it?
Well, yeah, I'm going to be able to buy more. I'm going to have $350,000 of free cash flow from that property in the next 15 days. Mm-hmm. Bitcoin goes to $4,000. We'll just buy more Bitcoin.
No, I'm saying like with hard-earned cash, not with the tenants paying. I mean, just your money.
I wouldn't. No. Why would I? Let me ask you something. Would you buy Bitcoin or would you rather me buy you Bitcoin?
I'd rather buy it.
Okay. I'd rather you buy my Bitcoin.
No, I think I see what he's asking basically is, let's say there was a shift in the marketplace where an opportunity presented itself, where the money, the Bitcoin dropped to like a very low rate. Would you take earned income that you normally wouldn't otherwise do and take it by that Bitcoin?
I would not do that today. I wouldn't do it today because most people cannot handle the volatility of the Bitcoin.
Okay. Gotcha. So you wouldn't change your position. Like, no matter what, only cash flows buying Bitcoin. I don't care if it drops to 5K. I'm not going to deviate from my established strategy of passive income purchase this stuff. That's what I think Fresh was asking.
On the come up. All my advice is for people on the come up.
Okay. There you go.
You're sitting with $165 million today. I know somebody on this call that is. In one account, then fuck it, I want to fucking put $16 million into Bitcoin today or gamble on Solana and Carvana and Donna and Danny and Boo Boo and fucking Monkey Face, and then fucking do it. But goddamn, you're already in a place where you can't break, right? Most people that are making moves right now, they're going to go into the crypto space. They're going to study one thing. They're not going to know shit about it. And the next thing you're going to know, guys talking about Ripple, XRP. You know, he's going to start playing in all this shit, bro. You're back in a casino.
Gotcha.
You want to make giant bets. When you make a bet, you want to make a giant bet. And the only way you can do that is to have certainty of no loss. And the only investment on planet Earth that cash flows, provides tax write-offs, and like, as long as you don't over leverage it, you're not going to lose it. There's only one investment on planet Earth that hits all three criteria. Okay. And you guys know which one it is.
Oh yeah. No, it's my favorite too. But no, I think that what Fresh was asking, like I said, if like a opportunity presented itself, but you're saying like, no, I'm not deviating from the strategy because it just doesn't make sense. Like I'd rather put that money into something
until you're at a point where you can deviate from any strategy because it's not going to make a difference.
Gotcha. Okay.